Victor Nwokolo, member representing Eka Northeast, Eka South Federal Constituency of Delta State. I start by thanking Mr. Speaker and the principal officers for this great initiative to address a major concern of all Nigerians, including those here and those that are not here. Let me say that I align with virtually what the earlier speakers have said, that the security architecture of the nation have actually failed. It has failed in its entirety. What is, like my brother Adedowa said, what's happening in the north exactly is happening in the south. There's no southern part of Nigeria that you can do to say it is safe. Outside Lagos, every other state is troubled in the south. Before going into details of what is happening in the three segments of the south, let me commend the southwest governors for taking the bull by the horn. At least they've been able to unite themselves. They've been able to form a strong guard, the Amotoku Security Corps, which are, sincerely speaking, if they have not been there, it would have been a different story today. Ogun State, Osun State, Ekiti State, Ondo State, they are not left out. It's been all the same story. Coming to South-South, where I come from, the Delta, who are not spared at all. Ranging from Uyeli, from Olomu, there's problem there. You go to Uru, there's also problem. Coming to Eka, where a lot of people have been killed. At the end of the day, nothing happens. In fact, it's so worrisome that you go to police say they are coming, their vehicles are never around because they don't have what it takes to match them. Of course, you wouldn't blame the police, but the indigenes are also part of our problems. So we need a complete reorientation because it is the indigenes, the people driving Chaba or Kada, whatever name you may call it in your own area, that gives information to the kidnappers that they use in operating. They are also the ones they will say, going to buy them food, buying them suya. Because when you find them, they detail the kind of food they want to eat. They are not, this is not the kidnappers that go to Mr. Biggs or whatever to buy the food. It is the indigenous. That's where we talk about reorientation. Yes, the architectures have failed, but what are we doing as our own people? The indigenous of the area, we need to sit up. Without that one, the government cannot do it alone. How many policemen do we have in a station that we are relying on the police? Is it the civil defense we are going to rely on? What are their numbers? It's only recently, because of outcry of Nigerians, we are talking about recruitment. This recruitment ought to have been done long before now. So I'm also happy that they are talking about thousands of recruitment to the Nigerian army, into civil defense, into immigration and all that. Recruitment is another thing. But let me say that we must take due diligence in the posting, even after the recruitment. Sir, I need to tell you here that you discover that the bulk of the job is done by the rank and file. But the rank and file that is being posted today are posted in the areas where they don't even hear their language. Without the knowledge of the local language, you cannot penetrate the syndicate. So we need the commanders could be from anywhere, but the rank and file that are involved in day-to-day operation must be people that hear at least one or two languages of the environment where they have been posted to. Without this, we will make headway. What do we do now? Thank God for the government of President Asuwaju, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for what he has done. The kind of money in the hands of local government is more than they have ever received before. Maybe we may have to come up with a law where stipend must be recommended for the vigilante groups to strengthen them. Because there are some communities, they can't even get fuel, they can't even afford fuel. So these vigilante groups, they need to be funded from the local government as a way of encouraging them to do the job. Once they are funded, I'm sure they'll be able to do good work with the policemen. Government on their own part, yes, the roads are unsafe, the roads are unsafe. The roads are unsafe. It is time for the government to take immediate decision. What do we do with our roads? All over the world, only the government cannot fund the maintenance of our roads. If they are going to give it to private sectors, prepare the roads, tow the roads, will get the money, so that by the time you are traveling, because you discover that if the number of kidnapping that have been recorded between Lokoja and Okene is worrisome, the only way out of it is let's get government to come and improve on our infrastructures, or get private people, businessmen who will do it, and the roads will be better than what we are seeing. Only about a month ago, 4 directors of Ministry of Defense, they were kidnapped. I don't want to talk about those who are returning from call to bar ceremonies. They were all kidnapped. They will get to where the roads are bad, and they get there. So we need government to take immediate decision. It's not all the roads government will be able to do. What do we do? Invite private investors, maintain the road, tow it, recover our money over a period of time, and so that we'll move further. Again, yes, you invite the service chiefs, they all come here. There is good collaboration at their own level. They have not been able to drive that collaboration down the ranks. I'll give you an example. By the grace of God, and by the discretion of the House, I belong to the Security Committee of the House. During the budget defense, we all agreed, what do we do to assist the various agencies under our own federal constituencies? And it's okay. The way to encourage them, maybe from our own budgetary provisions, we'll make provision for offices, we'll make provisions for barracks. It is heartening to note that one of the projects in my federal constituency have been stopped. The policemen say that where the project is cited belongs to them. It will not continue. That project has been stopped today. If there's collaboration, somebody is building something for the maybe civil defense, the Department of State Security, and you know it's to make your sister organizations comfortable, and you are not stopping it. Is there collaboration among them? So the service chiefs must learn to drive collaboration among the various services down the drain, so that there will be more collaboration. Because at times, even sharing information, they fight who is in charge, who is not in charge. Oh, we are going to arrest, if you arrest. So the service chiefs have a duty to do. They need to drive it down the drain. Of course, recently, the Mr. President created Ministry of Livestock. Today, they must be able to distinguish where are we going to marry the issue of colony and ranching together. So that by the time it is done, I'm sure that we'll get it better defined. It is necessary so that these issues, because it's all borders on security, of course, owners of cows must learn again to return to the traditional way. Those who take care of their cows, in those days, they used to give them maybe 1 or 2 cows at the end of the year. They fall back on it. But today, you discover that when you interview them, sir, because if you're a security man, you must find out what are their problems. They now pay them peanuts. So they are not longer encouraged. Because they are paying them peanuts, they are willing to be used by anybody. Therefore, sir, I want to appeal that we should look at that. And once we do that, South is also not left out. You go to Olo, there's a problem. You go to Kigwe, there's also a problem. Coming towards Enugu, where you have boundary with Benue State, there are also problems. Sir, we need a holistic approach. And I'm sure that by the time we take some of these measures, we talked about borders. The border is essential, sir. If you have been to Cotonou border or any of these borders, you discover that the harm the chabas, the Okada drivers do is more than anybody can contend with. Let's see if it can be enforced for them to stop the use of Chaba Okada at our borders, because they are the ones that they weaponize our own country. Yes, coming with trucks, customs to a reasonable extent are able to intercept. But what about the ones being hidden under the seats of the motorcycles? How do you discover them? Because they get there, they easily arrest them. So for the want of time, I want to stop here, and
we will continue this debate, and we will start with the 6 zonal caucus leaders who will be making presentation on behalf of the 6 geopolitical zones, after which we will open the floor for all members individually who may have issues either with their states or with their constituencies to speak and also give advice that hopefully at the end of this exercise, we'll collect, come up with a resolution and forward to the executive for implementation. I want to again and again inform the press that whatever is being said today and whatever will be said tomorrow, either individually or representing committees or caucuses, remain opinions of those who spoke. It is not the collective position of the House. So no press should go and say, the House has resolved to take XYZ decision. We have not called for any vote. We didn't put any question on all the issues raised today because they are mere contributions of the House. At the appropriate time tomorrow, we will take decision on those areas that we agree collectively, and that is where we will inform the general public of our positions. Thank you so much, honorable colleagues, for being here and for all the contributions you have made. Tomorrow, 11, we will continue. So without any waste of time, I'll call on the chairman of Rules and Business to move that the House adjourn plenary to tomorrow, Wednesday, 11 a.m.